What is graphic design? Graphic design is the process of creating visual content. Now, I'm expecting everyone here to have a note. If you don't have a note, get something like a jotter and write down, because this will be of advantage to you. Or if you have something like a recorder, record. This tutorial, we are not giving videos. There is nothing like a recorded video. I've been asked severally before the commencement of this training, are we going to get a recorded video? No video, please. It is not stated there that we are going to give video. And it is not that we are not recording it. We are recording it, but for the management use, not for student use. So maybe later on, if it is uploaded to our channel, which is YouTube channel, you can see it there. But not something that you'll be telling me, or you say, sir, I need the video. I was not in class. No video for students, please. But you will always see it on the YouTube channel. But the time that it will be uploaded, I can't tell. I cannot tell until when the management decides. So please, get a note and a pen to write down. That is the best thing. Get a note and a pen to write down. Now back to what I was saying. Graphic design is the process of creating visual content using computer software. The process of creating what? Visual content using computer software and digital tools. A process of what? Creating visual content using computer software and digital tools to communicate ideas and information. Creating visual content using computer software and digital tools to communicate ideas and information. It involves combining what? Elements like text, images, and other visual components to produce designs for various purposes, such as websites, logos, posters, and more. So the combination of what? Elements like text, images, and other visual components to produce designs for various purposes, such as what? Websites, logos, posters, and more. That's what they call graphic design. And that is what graphic design is all about. Many people don't know this. If I ask so many people that are into graphics, that what are you? Some will say I am a graphic artist. Some will say I am a graphic designer. I just laugh sometimes because some of them cannot even differentiate if they're a graphic designer or a graphic artist. There is difference between a graphic designer and there is difference between a graphic artist. A graphic artist is not the same thing as a graphic designer. Take note of that. Who is a graphic designer and who is a graphic artist? As I said, a graphic designer is not the same person. It's not the same thing, or it's not the same as a graphic artist. So today you will understand the difference and you will know what you are going for. And by the time you finish this course, you'll be able to tell people, or when they ask you that question, are you a graphic artist? You should be able to tell if you are a graphic artist or a graphic designer. As I said earlier, I said graphic design is the process of creating visual content using computer software and digital tools to communicate. Digital tools to communicate ideas and information. The process of what? Creating visual content. If you don't have a pen, please get one and a note. If you're just joining the class, get a note and a pen. Get a note and a pen I think I'm seeing some names here that I saw in one of the training that we did earlier. Emmanuel,
Yes, I'm here.
were
Good
you in
evening,
the
sir.
other training that we had?
Yes.
Because I think this name
Is
is so
it
familiar.
that crash course 2 weeks crash
Okay,
course?
is it JavaScript?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice having you here again. Good to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And I have someone here too.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, my dear. Someone here too, always in our class. You're welcome, T Bless.
Hi, sir.
You don't want to talk before. Talk now. T Bless,
I'm
how
always there because I want to be like my boss.
you want to be like
I
what?
want to be like you when I grow. And you know it. I want to be like you when I grow.
T Bless. You're always welcome. You're
So
always
even if
welcome.
I don't get the course, I will still be there.
Thank you, thank you. I
Thank you,
love.
sir.
Yes, you are always welcome. We thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. You're always in all the classes. I like that. I like that. Thank you for joining. And someone wants to join this call. Who again is there? Let me see. Okay, okay. Uh, before we give you access to, before we give room for question, let me continue what I'm saying here. Then, by the time I'm done, then I will give room for question. Not, there's not, this is not the time for question now. When the time comes, then I will give everybody access to ask what? Question. So let's learn first before questioning. Now, I said earlier, I said graphic design is the process of creating what? Visual content using computer software and digital tools to communicate ideas and information. Then I added further that a graphic designer, who is a graphic designer? Someone that is into graphic design. Please take note of that. If you are into graphic design, you are a graphic designer. Now, what is now the difference between a graphic designer and a graphic artist? And that's where we are going now. Now, the difference between a graphic designer and a graphic artist. Graphic designers are problem solvers. Pay attention to this so you'll be able to tell yourself. Graphic designers are problem solvers who use visual elements to communicate messages and achieve specific goals. They are problem solvers and they use visual elements to communicate messages and what? Achieve specific goals. Often for commercial purposes like graphic, often for commercial purposes. Now, who is now a graphic artist? And that's where I'm going now. Now, primarily, graphic artist is someone that focuses on what? On expressing their creativity and what? Artistic vision. They are often what? Telling stories or invoking emotions through their work. A graphic artist, that's what I'm trying to explain, primarily focused on what? They primarily focused on expressing their creativity and artistic vision, often telling stories or evoking emotions through their work. Yes. Now, in summary, now, then you this way, I'll throw more light what I'm trying to say. In summary, what graphic designer does, they design logos. Graphic designer, they design logos. Please jot down. Jot down. Graphic designers, they are what? Designing of logos, that's what they do. Designing of logos, website, marketing materials, designing of marketing materials, and other visual content for brands or organizations. Brands and organizations. That is what a graphic designer does. Now, a graphic artist now, they are fond of what? Creating illustrations for books, illustration for books, or producing fine art for exhibitions. Fine art for exhibition. They use their hands mostly to draw. Painting, these people are called graphic artists, not graphic designer. Why graphic designer are someone that do what? That is into Designing of logos, like you use your computer softwares to do logo design, to create websites, marketing materials, and so on and so forth, for brands, for organizations like that. So a graphic designer is not the same thing, it's not the same person as a graphic artist. I want you to understand that difference. So you should know what you are learning, you should know what you are going for. A graphic designer is not a graphic artist. So a graphic artist is not a graphic designer. They are of two different persons now. Take note of that. Let's talk about applications now. Applications for graphic design. But that is what we want to focus on. Now, if I should ask you guys now that I should list applications for graphic design, I know you are going to say a lot, but let me save the time. Application for graphic design, applications that you can use for graphic design. We have a lot of applications. Mind you, don't forget you are here to become a graphic designer, not a graphic artist. So I'm only training you to become a graphic designer, not a graphic artist. So take note of that. Now, let's look at the applications that you need to become a graphic designer. The applications for graphic designing are, the first one I have here, Adobe Express. I don't know if you have heard of Adobe Express before. Adobe Express. Then I have another one here, Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator, that is another one. They have another one here again, Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop. That is another application. Then I have another one again, Designer. Designer is another one. I have Canva. I have Adobe InDesign. I have Vista Create. Vista Create. I have another one here. This one should be common. It should be common to some people here. Not everybody shall. Figma. Figma also is one of the applications we use for graphics. Then we have Sketchbook. We have Sketchbook. We have PhotoPad. We have BeFunky. We have Poster My Wall. We have Adobe Fresco. We have Pixel Lab, SketchUp, CorelDRAW, Behance. We have so on and so on and so forth like that. And so on and so forth. But we are going to be looking at only 4 out of all these ones that I have mentioned so far. Only 4. And the 4 that we are going to be looking at in this class are the first one, CorelDRAW. The second one, Adobe Photoshop. The third one, who will tell us that? Who will tell us the third one? I want to know if you guys are following or not. The third one, just raise your hand.
Canva.
Canva, thank you. The fourth one, who will tell us that? Who again? Who again?
CorelDRAw.
I've mentioned CorelDRAw. I have mentioned CorelDRAw.
Adobe Illustrator.
Adobe Illustrator.
Pixel Lab.
What do you say?
Adobe
Mohammed.
Adobe Pixel Lab.
We are not treating
Pixel
Pixel Lab here.
All right.
Pixel Lab is not part of what we have on the list. If you check what we have on the list in the program list, I mean the advert list that we have CorelDRAW, we have Adobe Photoshop, we have Adobe Illustrator, and we have Canva. These are the 4 applications we are going to be looking at. Take note of that. Now let's take a look at the key principles. Now, this is what I normally tell students in any graphic design course. Now, pay attention to this. Key principles and tips. Key principles and tips to elevate your design. Key principles and tips to elevate your design. Please get a note if you are just joining and a pen to write down. This thing that I'm saying, I won't repeat it again. And it is very, very vital, very, very important if you want to be a successful graphic designer. Yes. You'll be wondering, for those that join maybe programming class, that did programming class with me, you'll be wondering, this man is into programming. Now still they teach graphic design. Now, wow, yes. I have worked as a graphic designer for years before venturing into programming. I've worked as a graphic designer for companies, not even as for myself, for organization, big organization, before going into programming. So I'm sharing these tips because it is what I have worked with in organizations. So if you want to be a successful graphic designer or a sought after, you have to take note of these tips. I normally title it, I normally call it key principles and tips to elevate your design. If you want to be a successful one, you want to be a sought after, you want your design to be bam. You want people to see your design and say, wow. You want your design to drop jaw of people. Wow. These are the things you need, and that is what I'm about to mention now. So make sure you get a pen and a note to jot down. Now, the key principles and tips to elevate your design. The first one, I normally call it keep it simple. The first one is keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Yes. Overcrowding a design can make it difficult to understand. That's what people don't know. When you overcrowd your design, you put this on, you put this on. No. Come on. Just keep it simple. That's one of the tips. Keep your design simple. Overcrowding a design can make it difficult to understand. You put this, you want to, like maybe you having, you want to design for organization, and you now begin to put a lot of information. No. That is not what design is all about. Just keep it simple. Or you want to design for an organization, and they now give you 20 pictures. As a graphic designer, you don't need to put 20 pictures, my dear. Pick the best out of the pictures. Few pictures you should use, not the 20 picture you now pack and put. No. That is not how to do graphics. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. So take note of that. That's the number one rule. Number one tip that you need to understand. Keep it simple. Then number two, consistency is key. Consistency is key. What do I mean by that? Maintain a consistent look and feel throughout your design. Maintain a consistent look and feel throughout your design. Let your design, there should be consistency in your design. If you are designing, maybe you make the top to be somehow catchy or somehow attractive, and you now get to, maybe after looking at top, going down, it's now looking bored, looking boring or something. No. Consistency. As it is catchy, make sure you follow that same trend. If it is the color that you have at the top, maybe the color you have a color that pops. You now come down, you now put a color that looks dull. No. There should be consistent in your design. Consistency is what is the key. The first one is keep it simple. The second one is what? Consistency is key. Maintain a consistent look and feel throughout your design. That is what I mean by consistency is key. Take note of that. Then number 3 is what? This is what, and this is where many people get it wrong. They call themselves a graphic designer. And this particular one, which is titled Choose Fonts Wisely. Choose fonts wisely. For those that are new here, if you don't know what I mean by fonts, I'm talking about characters. Characters like your typing, your write-up, that is the name, the layman expression, layman language. Your typings, your typings, yes, your write-up, your write-up. Make sure the write-up, make sure the characters are what? Choose good characters and something that is readable. Not character that's the person that wants to read the design or the viewers or the viewers, yeah, that is the best thing. The viewers now begin to know before they can read what you have there. No, it should not be like that. Something that is readable. If you are going to use a curve, I mean a cursive font, use font that is readable, not something that is strenuous before they can read. So choose fonts wisely. Choose fonts wisely. Consider fonts pairings for contrast and readability. That is what I mean by choose fonts wisely. Choose a font that is readable. That is the meaning. Font that is readable. Don't just pick any font. Don't say because I like it. No, I like this font. This font it looks somehow cursive, and it may look cursive to you, but is the font readable? That is the question you need to ask yourself. Is this font readable? If the font is not readable, then you don't need it. Even though the font is fine, so far it is not readable, don't try it. Don't use it. That design, it will useless, that design, because the message you are trying to pass across will not be passed across. Because when people cannot read what you have designed, so what is the purpose of the design? What is the aim? What is your objective of that design? So take note of that. Then the next one, which is number 4, embrace white space. You'll be wondering which one is white space. White space means give space. When you are typing now, you want to try, maybe you want to type learn from expert. Learn from expert. Your learn and expert, no space, you combine them together. You said it's design. That is not design. Yes. Embrace white space. Space. So take note of that. White space helps elements breathe and improves readability. White space helps elements breathe and improves readability. So always give space when you are typing. That's just the meaning. Don't join words together when it is not a joined words. Yes. Learn from expert. These are 3 different words. Why do you now join learn and from together? Say you are doing graphics. No, that is not graphics. So embrace white space. I believe you guys are writing down. The next one is understand visual hierarchy. Understand visual hierarchy. Now, what am I trying to say there? Understand visual hierarchy. Guide the viewer's eye by using size, color, and placement to prioritize information. Like this. Maybe you are designing a flyer. Now, let me use flyer as example. You now have the name of the company at the top. Small, not big. But the main content that you want the viewers to be attracted to is the topic or the topic, yes, the main theme of that design. That is what should be, that is what needs to be big. not the name of the company big. The main purpose of the flyer, of the design, is now small. No, no, no. You have to understand that. And that's what we are saying here. Understand visual hierarchy. What are you trying to pass across? What you are trying to pass across should be bogus. Should be that should be the catchy thing. That should be bogus. Not the name of the organization should be bigger. I've seen so many designs like that. You are designing, the name of the company is big, very, very big. And the content, the main topic of what you are trying to pass across is now looking small. No. Yes, that is not graphics. So you need to understand visual hierarchy. How do you arrange this thing? And that is the reason why I have here. I said, guide the viewer's eye by using size, color, and placement to prioritize information. You know, this one should have high priority than this one. Take note of that. The topic should have higher priority than every other thing that you are having there in that flyer or in that design. Like what I said earlier, learn from expert. Let's say maybe you are trying to create a flyer now, Femtech. Yes, Femtech Computer Institute. That is the name of the organization. I should have it at the top or somewhere. Then I now have, and what I want to pass across to people is learn from expert. That word learn from expert should have the higher priority in terms of size, in terms of attractiveness. So you should understand visual hierarchy. Visual hierarchy. I believe that is clear. Now let's go again. The another one is color theory. Many people get this wrong. Color theory. We are still under tips to elevate designs. Color theory. Color theory. This is where many people get it wrong as well. Now, color theory. Choose colors that complement each other and align with your message. Some people want to design a flyer, you want to design a program or a brochure or a catalog or just name it, e-flyer and so on and so forth, magazine. You now pack color and put. Come on. It is not all about color. Graphics is not about packing of colors and put. It has to be colorful, fine, but not putting I call it color riot. You want to design, you have, in that same design, you put color yellow, you put color blue, you put color brown. What will happen now? You want to finish all the color on the application, so they will know that you can put color. Waiting happen. No, it should not be like that. If you are designing, you can design with just 2 colors. You can design with just 1 color. You can design with just 3 colors. It's not a must to put all colors because you want it to what? You want it to be colorful. When you're talking about being colorful, it is not packing color. It's not putting all colors that makes it colorful. Yes. I can design a flyer now, and in that flyer, you only see 2 colors. You'll be wondering. And it will still be colorful. That's why the first one I said keep it simple. Graphics is all about simplicity. So you have to be mindful of color. You have to be guided when it comes to color. So color theory, you have to understand that. If I want to design now, many people will say, sir, why don't you put red? Why don't you put blue? Why don't you put brown? I will just laugh. If I want to design, if you give me a logo, maybe you have a company, you now give me a logo to design a flyer for you. Fine, I'm not the one that designed the logo. You only send the logo to me to design the flyer. That flyer that I'm going to design, the color I'm going to use for that flyer will be from that logo. I won't go outside the color of that logo. All the colors I'm going to use for that flyer will be from that logo. If I'm going to use any color outside the logo, it will be a color that matches that logo. Not that they are giving me a logo that is having maybe yellow, let's say black and gold. A logo with black and gold. That is the logo they sent to me for design, to design e-flyer for them. And I said, because I want it to be colorful. And I went ahead to go and put maybe color blue. No, put color blue, and now put color, maybe go ahead again, put yellow. When I have a logo of gold and black, my design should be within that gold and black. I'm talking of the color now, the color theory, the color balancing. It should be within the gold and the black. Then I can decide to say, okay, if the gold, because inside the gold, I can still make use of something called a pale yellow, very, very close. I'm going to bring out another color from that gold. But it should still be close to that gold. Not outside the entire color. No. Design is not done that way. I will just make sure I work with that two colors. That same color, which is the black. Inside that same black, I can have something like a gray. Inside that same black, I can get a gray color. I will see this for that design. That's what people don't understand. So I will pick color from that same thing. And I will design the flyer and it will look so perfect. Now let's assume I don't have a logo. I just want to design without a logo. But that's another challenge again. Okay, now we don't have a logo and you send a picture to me. Design maybe happy birthday. Happy birthday, maybe e-flyer for me. I want to put it on my social media page. I have seen that a lot. They will only send you a picture. So where do I get the color from? I will get the color. You will be wondering, where would this man get the color from? Now, I will get the color from the image. But that same image, the person will definitely snap with some background, putting on some clothes. So the color which I'm going to use for that design will be either from the clothes or from the background. I will make sure I get a color from that same picture. It could be from the clothes. It could be from anything that person is putting on. But I will make sure the color I'm going to use for my design blends with the picture. You have to understand color theory. Don't pack color and put in your design. No. Graphic designing is not all about color. It's not all about color. For those that knows me very well, I don't put color in design. Keep it simple. That's my own. The message is what people want to see. The message is what they want to read. But keep it simple and make it pop. So that even though someone is checking the Facebook, let's assume you post something on the Facebook page, checking that design alone, that person will maybe the person has actually swiped it away. The person will just come back again and say, wow, let me see, what is this? Because of the design, the blending of colors and the balancing and everything, it will look so cool and attractive. So that is for color theory. Now, alignment and structure. Now, this one again, many people call themselves a graphic designer. If I want to know a graphic designer that understands the theory behind graphic design, I normally know from here too. Alignment and structure. Yes, you are designing your text. Maybe you have some write-up. Some write-up being, some write-up like maybe step 1. Let's say how to register now. How to register for the training. Now put step 1. Click on this link. Step 2. Now all these steps and that you have listed, if you check the alignment, the way I'm talking about the arrangement, you see that you see 1 moving inside a bit, 1 outside a bit, dangling, not on a straight line. Not on a straight line. So always take note of that. Alignment and structure is very, very important. And another one again, which is get feedback. This is the only way to improve. This is the only way to improve yourself. Get feedback. Get feedback. Get feedback. Ask for feedback. When you are designing, don't just design and say, I am done. Yes, don't just design and say, I am done. Ask for feedback on your design to identify areas for improvement. When you are done designing, like me now, if I'm done designing, I send it to people. I can design 2 now, send it to people. Guy, I'll just say, my guy, Alpha now, how you doing? Please check this thing out. Which one is better? The person will say, okay, this one is better. This one. The person will tell you that this is better. This is not okay. So you'll be able to know, okay, this is better. This is because when you are designing, there's something about designing. It will get to a stage, you'll be confused. You will not know the best out of what you have done. I'm telling you what I'm telling you what I have gone through. I'm talking from experience now. As I will design sometimes, and it will get to a stage, I will be confused on which one to go for. Which one is more beautiful? This one is fine. This one, which one? The only thing I need to do is I push it out to people. I send it to friends. I send it to families. I just say, please check this thing out. Pick one. Then they will pick. And even though it is only one that I have designed, even though it's only one, not even 2 now, I would, after designing that one, I'll just send it out to people. Before sending it to the client, I send it out to friends. Guys, check this thing out. Criticize it. That is me for you. I will say criticize. Not say, I will not tell you to admire it. I will not tell you to score me. I will not tell you to praise me. I will say criticize this design. Have you seen that before? Have you had that before? You design something, you are giving it out. You share it to people and say criticize it. And I'm not when I say criticize, doesn't mean that what I've done is not right. It's right. But I want them to figure out errors from that design, so that it will help me to improve myself. Because if I don't tell them to criticize it, I just say, guy, check this out. It's fine. I will not know the areas where I need to improve from. So when you are done designing, send it out to people. Give it to friends. Send it to your friends through WhatsApp, through any platform. Tell them to criticize it. They will tell you areas that you need to improve on. They will tell you where you are not getting it right. They will tell you what are the things that you are missing. From there, you'll be able to make adjustments. And as you do that, you are improving yourself. So take note of that. Try to do what? Get feedback. Now, another one again is learn from others. Learn from others. That's another tip. Don't say, I am good, like I am now. I still learn. How do you learn from others? Study the work of other designers. Analyze what makes them, what makes their design to be more, what makes their design successful. Why do you like their design? Right? So learn from others by what? Study their work. Check other people's work. Don't just stick to what you've done and say, I'm good, Jerry. The level I am, I still check other people's design to see. Yes, I still check. So learn to check other people's design to do what? To you'll be able to study what they've done, and from there you can add more to yourself by improving yourself. And lastly, the last one here, stay updated. Stay updated. Stay updated. Don't say, I can design anything. I am very, very good. You are good. But there's something about you being updated. If you are not updated, definitely you'll be what? Outdated. Yes. Maybe you are still designing a menu with Flora. Don't worry, I will show you when we are doing practical. With Flora design. And your mates are already doing something else, and you are still on Flora. By the time you do it, maybe a client give you job to do. You now design with Flora. You send it to the client. The client will send a message back to you that this is outdated. This design is not in vogue. I think I've had that before. You say this design is not in vogue again now. Guy, update yourself. That's what they will tell you. Update yourself. You are behind. So always stay updated. Check what is trending. What kind of design is trending? What are the things people are designing now? When it comes to flyer, when it comes to card, what kind of pattern are they following? It is not that you cannot do it. Don't get me wrong. You can do what they can do. But maybe before they used to put phone number at the top. Now the phone number they put under. And you still go along with the top. And you are good. I'm not saying you're not good. But the pattern which the way they arrange their things now is not the way they do it before. So you need to follow the trend. The way they arrange things now, you have to follow it. So you have to stay updated so that you will not be outdated. And these are the tips. These are the tips. I'm going to stop here today. So I want to give room for question. If you have a question, go ahead to ask question, and I'll be glad to answer it. Just signify by raising your hand. Signify by raising your hand. Signify. If you have question. Okay. Muhammad. Go ahead and ask your question, Muhammad.
Yes, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for what you have trying to give us the insight of the design. Yes, thank you very much. So my little question is that for the application, are we all to know about all these applications? I know here you say that we are going to learn like maybe 3 to 4 applications, right? So what of the other applications? Maybe what of the other applications? Are we going to, maybe if you go further, then on ourselves, is it on ourselves that we are going to search for these other applications to learn them because of in your key principles, you say that you have to keep updated, right? Don't be outdated.
Okay. Let me answer that question. Do you still have a question to ask?
I want to know yes.
You still have question to ask, or I should answer that question? Okay. You are welcome for appreciating what we've done so far. I mean, for what I've said so far. You're always welcome. I'm always glad. It's always my happiness, to teach. I love teaching and I love training people. And that's what I love doing for a living. I love to train people. Now, to the second one, which you said, that aside these 4 that I listed, are we going to be looking at other application? And the answer is capital no. The only application we are going to be learning in this program is CorelDRAW, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and Canva. These are the 4 applications we are going to be learning in this program. If you want to learn other applications, you can do that yourself. But I know that with these 4 applications, you can begin your journey as a graphic designer. You can even start working with it and start earning with it. So that is it. Any person again, anybody with question? Question? No question. Tony.
My question is how do you install other applications?
Okay. Which one have you installed?
I only installed CorelDRAW, but Photoshop and Illustrator and other ones I've been finding it difficult.
Okay. How do you install CorelDRAW? Where do you get the CorelDRAW from? Did you buy it or which one?
Okay, a friend actually gave me the software.
Okay. Get the software for Illustrator and get the software for which one is that again? Photoshop. Then the Canva is going to be online, even though you can download the Canva desktop and so on, but it's going to be online. So, but for the Photoshop,
Okay.
you can get the software for Photoshop. You can get the software for Photoshop. Get the software. Software here. I don't know. I don't know your place. Where are you talking from? From where? Is it Lagos or outside Lagos?
No, it's outside Lagos.
Oh, do you know? Do you have where they sell software around you?
Yeah, sure. I can check. I can check
Okay.
out some places.
Now go around, check for where they sell software like Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop. For the Canva, we'll do that together.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right then. Oladipo Dayo Ibrahim. Go ahead and ask your question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, dear. How are you?
Sir, please, I want, sir, the same thing this guy just said now. The software, most of them is to buy. I don't know. I've download Canva and this thing, Photoshop, but the other ones I can't able to find it, something like that. So I don't know.
Okay, you have already downloaded Canva.
Canva and Photoshop.
Okay, the Canva, you downloaded the desktop version, right?
Yes, sir.
Photoshop and what again?
It's just the two, Canva and
What of
Photoshop.
Corel Draw?
I'm still finding it difficult because I'm the place I am. I can't able to go and buy the software because I'm in a far distance to town, so I can't able to get it.
Okay. If you want to download, there is no guarantee in downloading, but I will introduce you to a particular website where you can download. But you have to study very well how you can install it, because I will not be teaching you how to install from here. Because you have to read the information. Go to Get Into PC. I think getintopc.com, something like that. Getintopc.com.
Get into PC.
Yes, you will see most of the software is there for free. But you have to follow instruction. Follow instruction on how to install it.
Yes, sir.
The tedious aspect is the instruction. If you cannot follow instruction, you will not be able to install it. Read through the instruction and read other people's review. I mean, people's comments regarding how they install their own. Now you should be able to follow that.
Okay, sir.
Yes, getintopc.com. You will see all softwares are there for free.
Okay, sir. And also, sorry, sir.
Yes, please.
You mentioned graphic design, graphic artist. Now, we that we are studying this, are we? Is it like are we graphic artists or graphic designer, something like that? Okay. Graphic designer.
Okay. This one that you guys are doing now, are you a graphic designer or a graphic artist? Is that the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now I will direct that question to one of my students here. T Bless, unmute yourself. T Bless.
We are learning graphic designing here.
We are learning graphic designing. Is that clear now?
Sir?
Okay, thank you, T Bless. Graphic designing is what you are learning. This is a graphic design course. All right. Thank you guys, and see you guys tomorrow. My time is up. See you guys tomorrow, same time, 8 to 9. Bye-bye.